Hello, my name is Andy Center, Senior Educator here at GROW at the St. Louis Science Center.
Hi there, my name is Brittany Elliott. I'm an educator out here in GROW at the St. Louis Science Center. Here, our mission in GROW is to cultivate interest in the sciences of fuel, food, and fibers.
This year, we're focusing on one part of our mission, especially fiber. And we have a big patch of cotton that we grew this year. Cotton is used to produce clothing, such as our jeans.
Cotton is a plant that has been grown around the world for thousands of years and is used for many products. The plants need 150 to 200 days to fully mature, plenty of sunshine and moderate rainfall. When the cotton boll is developing, it needs 55 sunny days for it to produce high-quality fibers. That is why in the U.S., cotton is primarily found growing throughout the southern states, including the boot heel of Missouri. Cotton has a blossom that first blooms white or yellow. It then turns pink after being pollinated and closes before falling off the plant. When the cotton is mature, white fluffy cotton lint bursts out of the previously hard green shell boll, where it will stay until it is harvested in October or November. Now that we've learned a little bit about this fiber plant, why don't we weave our way through the process of how it turned this humble boll into the latest fashion.
To begin our journey, let's travel back in time to the 1790s, when the U.S. was less than 20 years old and cotton was harvested and processed by hand. Cotton did not start out as a profitable crop. During the colonial and federal period, upland cotton was too labor-intensive. A skilled picker could harvest more cotton in a day than they could process in weeks. For every pound of cotton harvested, it would take a person 10 hours just to remove the seeds. This all changed in 1794 when Eli Whitney invented a better cotton gin. When the cotton was run through the cotton gin, there were sets of combs that could separate seeds from the lint mechanically as a crank was turned. With it, a single worker could eventually clean 300 to 1,000 pounds of cotton a day instead of just 1 pound. This invention was one that altered the course of America's history. The cotton gin made cotton processing much less labor-intensive. This helped planters earn larger profits. With larger profits, plantation owners planted more cotton. Because slavery was the cheapest labor, the farmer purchased more slaves, and the number of slaves in the South grew. We know that technologies can have positive and negative impacts. In this case, the efficiencies made possible by the cotton gin had the extremely unfortunate impact of increasing slavery. With this quick turnaround, due to the growth in technology, cotton growing required the work of every member of the family, including children. Cotton was an extremely important crop to the U.S. economy and continued to be even after the Civil War. Cotton was picked by hand using primarily slaves and, after the Civil War, through sharecropping. Technological developments not only in seed removal, but also thread making and weaving continued the advancement of this fiber. But it wasn't until the 1940s and 1950s that a reliable mechanical picker was created. This invention meant humans were no longer needed to do the extremely hard work of picking cotton, which often left hands bloodied from the spiky bolls. This is a single 6-road cotton picker that can harvest the same amount of cotton as 250 hand laborers. The cotton is picked using the front mechanism where the cotton is pulled off the plant and enters the picking unit. The header includes spindles with sharp barbs on one side that wrap the cotton. The spindles then turn counterclockwise, pulling the cotton back. The cotton then moves to a second drum of spindles that is moving clockwise to continue pulling the cotton back using the barbs to grab a hold of the cotton so it can be sent to the next chamber. The chamber it enters next will be moving clockwise, as well with pads that scrub the cotton off the spindles and sling it into the back towards an air system. This air system feeds the cotton all the way into the basket in the back where the cotton is held and compressed into a module. This module chamber compresses the cotton to keep it level and holds up to 6.5 bales, weighing 3,250 pounds of cotton altogether. This compressed cotton usually stands about 8 feet high, 7.5 feet wide, and 16 feet long. This is what is later sent to the gin to be blended and cleaned so that it is ready to be turned into thread. The cotton gin that is found in factories now is pretty similar to the one made in 1794, just on a larger mechanical scale. An extra piece was added to enable the cotton to go through a heater. This allows the water in the cotton to evaporate, which makes the cotton easier to clean. Once the cotton is dry, it is sent through multiple wheels and geared components that help first with removing the sticks and other debris from the cotton. The cotton is then sent through another set of combs that help with removing the seeds, which are sent to a separate area to be used for livestock feed or processed into cottonseed oil. If we were doing this by hand, we would need something like this, a simple drop spindle. This drop spindle will twist the cotton fibers together, but we still do need a little bit more, we still do need our cotton processed just a little bit more than this. So one of the things that we have to do is card our cotton. After we take the seeds out of our cotton, we can get it and then we start pulling it across a wired brush to get all the fibers pointed in the same direction. And then I can take the fibers and pull them off. And now I can pull these and make a nice start for my cotton. I'll put this in my left hand. Just start it barely, twist it together, and then as I spin, I can pull, and the cotton will start twisting together and making a nice, strong, and thin piece of cotton string. After the cotton is harvested and the seeds removed, the compressed bales are sent to a factory where specialized machines blend, card, comb, pull, stretch, and twist the cotton into ropes that are called slivers. These are then stretched until they are 200 times lighter than the slivers. That makes them much thinner and stronger. This yarn then goes to a mill with huge circular knitting machines that weave the yarn into sheets of fabric. The fabric, which can be a grayish color, is then treated to make it whiter and softer. It is then ready to be dyed.
As you've seen, a lot goes into collecting cotton from the fields, turning it into fibers, and then turning those fibers into sewn items such as t-shirts, sheets, and towels. But cotton's not the only thing used to create t-shirts and towels. Take a look at the labels in your shirts, pajamas, towels, and jackets. What fabrics do you see listed? Do you know where they originated? I took a look at some of mine and discovered that my pajamas are made from tencel or lyocell. With just a quick search, I learned that tencel is actually made from wood pulp that is dried and spun. And don't tell cotton, but tencel claims to be more absorbent and uses less water in processing. Nylon is a fabric you'll probably see on your underwear labels. Nylon was the first fabric made completely in the laboratory. It was first used to make parachutes and ropes for military use, but then it took the place of silk in many products. Nylon is a type of plastic derived from crude oil. It's really surprising to learn about all the fibers and fabrics that make up our clothing. Checking out the labels is a great way to learn more about the science behind those fibers, as well as the history of them, and even checking out the geography of where they came from. Take time to look into those labels and make sure to learn a little bit more about those stories and science that make up your clothes.
We hope you enjoyed the foray into fabrics and cotton processing.
Be sure to come out and visit us in Grow so we can show you our cotton plants and help you try out our drop spindle.
Bye.
See ya!